listening to Plan B Podcast. The opinions expressed and shared on this podcast are of our own. Welcome to planb.sg.
Stop this right here.
So I understand opinions can be divided, and we're not here to change opinions of either you.
Exactly.
We're here to respect it.
Yes.
But in a sense, like I'm thinking from the perspective of how this film was marketed in a closed door environment versus to the value systems that are available in our hands. Like for example, if the issue was actually the concept, or rather we're talking about LGBTQ in the movie itself, and the conservatives are afraid of this normalizing of these issues, but these issues are already present in apps like TikTok, YouTube. Wouldn't that technically have a greater impact as compared to just a small scale? I'm not trying to downsize the feat that you have achieved to a more measured and controlled situation.
No, but not even about that.
Yeah,
Actually,
if I can add, like to me, even if the movie makes, say, some Asatiza feel awkward, maybe discuss.
and Asatiza have watched the movie.
Yeah.
Right? There have been Asatiza who watched the movie.
Yeah,
But it's not all Asatizas have similar leanings, right?
yeah.
Here's
Yeah,
the
I mean,
thing.
they have-
Okay, IMDA took like 2 months to give us the R21 rating. We have actually asked, okay, why the why the delay and everything. So they have actually put in a lot of a process to actually have it approved. Yeah, and we also are fully aware, that this particular subject matter itself, it can actually be very sensitive, especially when religion is added to the mix.
Yeah.
So we had another Singaporean film which deals with LGBTQIA+, and Christianity. Okay, and it was banned.
Oh.
Yeah. So we were actually thinking, okay, could this be banned? It is very easy to actually make a bannable movie. Yeah,
I didn't know that there was
it's-
one that was banned. The Christian.
Yes, there is. I'm not too sure whether I could actually just say out the title.
When was this? Was this like a
that
few
was
years back?
No, it's very, very recent, about 2 years ago.
Okay, I see.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So so it's very easy to actually make a bannable movie. This is my opinion. Yeah, but it is much more delicate, much more I'll just say like
It
much
takes
challenging.
finesse and skill, lah. Yeah.
exactly. We had actually done that before, for Not My Mother Speaking. Yeah, because we actually had this story where this aspiring chef, hijabi, who's actually like wants to actually step away from the mother's shadow, who's actually being played by Chef Siti Mastura, the chef, right? And the daughter actually falls in love with a roast pork seller son. Yeah. So we had that kind of situations, what it could actually potentially give. And we gave the ultimate scene actually in the movie, where the roast pork seller's son actually went over to the Muslim Convert Association of Singapore, right? And he actually said the kalima. Yes, that is actually a scene which is pretty powerful. And after which then he could actually still return back to his Chinese mother, to actually say like that. Yeah, so these are the kind of things that we have actually dealt with. Yeah. So for this particular movie, right? Yeah, we actually wanted to actually showcase, the what you call, like I said before again. Yeah, I keep on having to actually say this, the beauty of Islam, because we had actually thought put a lot of thought, to put a lot of process into it, and we have also referred to the ustaz. I cannot really say the names just in case he gets into trouble.
Okay.
Yeah, and a lot of his suggestions and everything like that is actually put inside. Because if you actually see the story, right? Yeah, it is about this guy who's not even gay. Right?
He's not gay.
Yeah,
He's not. Yeah, he's
He's not
mistaken
gay.
for being gay.
So whatever solutions that he can actually get, from Islam, right? Yeah, from Islamic perspective, right? We gave it.
You put it in the movie.
Yeah, we put it in the movie.
So my question to you would be, when you made this movie, who were the initial target audience? Were they actually people from contoh lah. And for example, his camp, do you actually expect people from his camp to come and watch?
We do anticipate backlash, of course. Seriously, because once we talk about this already, then that's it. Yeah, in fact, there's this ustaz, who's gone online to actually branded us filmmakers as modern sodomites. Oh wow, okay,
Very
that's
nasty
something
words,
which is a pretty difficult for us to
nasty
actually
lah,
to actually say. But that particular ustaz has actually been asked, this question, on Rise Media. It's actually available on YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah, that ustaz was actually asked before, how would he react if his child were to actually be, in the community.
I see.
And he said, he would talk to the child nicely. Yeah, and he would actually pray for the child, okay, and that but he would never actually
Cut ties.
cut ties, and ask the child to leave the house. This is what the movie is about. Yeah, it is pro-family in that sense. So this is a thing which I feel very, very, I would dare say disappointed in a way, because we actually invited a few asatizas to attend the premiere, so that we could actually have a lively discussion. You see, what we could actually have done, but they were actually advised to
not be associated.
Yes.
So that's what I wanted to get at. Like, you see, the thing is, we will never be able to grow as a community if we are not comfortable enough to discuss things. And I think there's an overwhelming tendency to immediately typecast certain things, or
Typecast and make assumptions, right?
immediately assume or conclude on something without actually hearing it out. And I think it's important that there be dialogue, if on whatever issues, we must have the presence of mind to be able to look at the problem, at whatever issue and discuss it.
Yeah.
But sometimes I feel in this community issues especially, people react emotionally first without thinking. So like what you mentioned just now about an asatiza calling you, what was the word?
Modern day sodomite.
Yeah,
Modern
day
sodomites, yeah.
So it's that kind of reaction that doesn't help. You get what I mean, right? And like I am pro-family as well. I have kids, I want to be the one who determines what my kids consume in terms of knowledge and all that. Yeah. And this is a debate I often have.
We often have this fight ourselves.
Argue till the cows come home, right? But if as a community we cannot discuss things, then how?
So while I understand, what you have mentioned, Mr. Head, you wanna answer his,
I've been involved in a lot of discussions.
Yeah, I was about to say that because I know of your activism in the sense that you are very much involved in closed door discussions.
A lot.
And so the question would be, in Mr. Remy trying to make this film with absolute his freedom to do so, is it necessary for him to have a discussion with members from, for example, Mr. Hare, to get approval for him to show?
Well, I don't think he needs approval.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
That's my question. Like, you're talking about
No, I'm saying when Mr. Hare opened just now, he was saying that the content of the movie made some people uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Apprehensive.
Right? Apprehensive, awkward. So, but does that mean that the movie is wrong, cannot do because some people are going to get...
No, I think what I have heard so far, probably there could even be a misbranding of the movie itself. Probably.
Okay.
Having heard what you said just now, a misbranding.
This is your opinion.
Yeah, probably. When I read and I saw
the
2 minutes plus segment, so that appeal more to some others and will actually put off people who are pro-family.
Okay.
Look, the 2 minute thingy. 2 minute thingy. So it could be a case of misbranding, whereas the intention is a bit different from what I hear today and this evening. Yeah. So I think it is. That's why your question just now was important, Zach. Who's the target audience actually for this movie?
I see.
Yeah. So I think that's key because I've come across in my dialogue, even the other side cancel. Gonna cancel it.
That means you attended for the dialogue, but the other side didn't show up. There was a no-show. Okay.
Okay, but
walk out of it.
I'm gonna. Okay, so because we're talking about the hypnosis, right? So I have the hypnosis. It's not very long actually. So if you don't mind, I can just.
Is that very long?
So it's Mo, a Singaporean Malay-Muslim man. Then this is from IMDb. So Mo, a Singaporean Malay-Muslim man, cohabits with his Dutch girlfriend Samantha in the Netherlands, which is forbidden in Islam. When his devout Muslim parents surprise him with a visit, Mo gets his girlfriend to swap living situations with her gay brother Daniel so that they can pretend they are bros who fled share. Before long, Mo's parents start to suspect that their son is gay too. So, I have this kind of sense that, like what Raman said just now, for some people, not necessarily everyone, even from people who are from different camps, because I do know people who are, anti-LGBT, but who are still quite, open to at least hearing And I believe here you are one of, because like you said, you've been involved in many of such dialogue. So it's not like as if you're one of those people who just don't want to listen to what the other side has to say. But I suspect there are people who don't even want to listen. So the moment they see the word gay, the moment they see the word LGBT, they just immediately turn off. They immediately cannot continue that conversation anymore because they're allergic to that word.
Yeah, use the word allergic.
Yeah, that's a very good point actually. Yeah, okay. Now I'd like to actually just touch on the 2-minute trailer.
Sure.
Yeah, that we actually wanted to watch, right? Okay. That is actually being designed, in a way to actually attract both sides.
Okay.
Yeah, the gay community and together with the Muslim side. Yeah, because we also want to actually have a representation of what typical Muslim parents could actually react to. We ensured that that there's a bit where the parents begin to actually ask themselves where they have actually gone wrong.
Where did it go wrong? Yep.
Yes, okay, that's one. Okay, but the thing which caught me off guard is that when people actually watch it, right? Yeah, when they see that the Malay guy is actually together with the white guy, right? I think they immediately jump to the conclusion, that he's going to turn gay. Just because he's actually, with a gay, with a gay person.
From the trailer.
Yeah, from the trailer. And I feel, that is actually caught me off guard. Because I thought, that the synopsis and everything like that.
There's a girlfriend now, yeah.
Yeah. It's a girlfriend. And I think because of that alone, right, that becomes, like huge,
Outcry.
Outcry. And that's the thing which I really feel like, as filmmakers, we cannot actually, tell everything in 2 minutes, right? After that, then who's going to watch a movie? Yeah. But the one thing which I really feel, is pretty, missed opportunity, right? Is that it would actually been very lovely if there's some religious, scholars, asatiza, everything like that to actually come down, watch it, and then after which then have a post discussion about it, rather than before making the movie. The movie has already been made. Yeah, it's the first movie ever to actually have these themes out in the open. I would dare say we have a lot, put in a lot of work, a lot of research, and a lot of respect for the Malay-Muslim community. That is why we even put it to overseas. It's not even talk about Pink Dot or everything like that. Yeah, we actually say it outside because people always say if you're not happy, get out of Singapore. So when we do like that, when we do outside of Singapore, but then it's a reflection of what is actually going on here. Why are people still not happy?
Okay, but I also want to draw the conversation to a common point that we've talked about earlier just now that we mentioned about family. Because I mean, like you've mentioned yourself, you're a family advocate, right? Like family matters a lot to you. Yeah. The family unit in particular. And I mean, part of this movie, a major theme plot was shown in the 2-minute trailer as well, was about how Muslim parents. So they are, like the straight and narrow kind of Muslim parents. How they react when their kids, they suspect that their kids may be gay. And I mean, I'm just wondering, how do you square with that? Because the fact is, I mean, this movie, I mean, that was a plot point. And in fact, because I attended the screening, right? And I asked that question to the cast after the screening, and I asked the actors, why did you all get involved in this? Because you must have foreseen that there's going to be outcry. And Rafa Hamza, his response was basically, he said, I don't support LGBT. That was his response. He said, I don't support LGBT. But
he said that?
Yeah, but he said the parents have a story and that deserves to be told.
Yeah.
And I respected that response so much because, it's true. Because the fact is, like it or not, there are Muslim, and this is not the first time, remember the Samsung
the advertisement
right, from a while back. There are Muslim parents who struggle with trying to understand how to deal with their kids. They may not accept that part of their kids, but they still their kids.
Yeah, you still love them. Man.
Yeah. So no, I mean, it's not only movies, but I see some of those parents
in real life.
Actually, regardless of race, language, or religion, some parents, once their kids become like that, they just shoot them out of the house, which I don't agree. I told them that should not even be part of your action list. The thing is this, I see not much coverage, content on how can parents be carefully guided to actually address such issues when they face it, when they face them. That one I don't really see. Don't have. It's not easy. I understand where the movie makers the angle where and how the misunderstanding probably have popped up so far. But I think should you be doing another movie?
I'm sure they will. I'm sure they will. And I'm looking forward to it.
That part of how we can help parents
Grapple
go
with this issue,
through, grapple the complexities. Okay, I must be mindful also of the word complexities. Because in some of the training that we do, one example, if only you know how people become so and so, and then you can unpack and then help to repack into something that they want, they are going for. These are training for counselors, basically. Then, not that complex after all. It's not easy, but once you know, you're in the field, you know what to do, see.
Okay.
And I've seen a lot of people actually who come back to Fitra. It's possible. If only they're given a chance, So it's possible. So if parents know what to do, not clueless, and there are people who can really help, so it's not really that complex. So that's why I'm very mindful of using the word complex, because I've seen how people actually, the whole family, get out of this whole thing. Okay, done. Done deal, settle. Okay, coming back to parents. So I think not much content has been covered. Like I said just now, right? The struggles of those who want to return to Fitra. They don't have. I cannot find it.
So would that be the responsibility of a freelance filmmaker to actually what can be shown in a film? Like would that no? But I mean, your concern would technically, it involves a lot of different bodies to come in. Like a certain form of structure.
The way I look at it, after hearing from you, in my work itself, I see there's no clear guidance, that people can actually return to nature or Fitra. Tak ada tau. Okay, except if they really sit down and see through certain content. I've worked with this guy who used to be popular in Singapore on the lorongs.
Okay.
Not the Singaporean. It's no need to mention name lah. Neighboring country lah.
Okay.
Super popular babe. But now Haji already.
Wow.
I see. Right. So you're asking for more support in the work that you do,
Not so much
or
me
more
lah.
representation of the work that you do in mass media.
When I go around, when I walk the ground, I realize there are those who actually seeking for pathways to come back but cannot find. Do not know where to find. You know what I mean? And they thought cannot be done. Okay. Whereas in neighboring countries in Europe, I tell you, a lot of them have come back.
Well, okay, so
Example lah.
Yeah.
So if you want to do a movie, something that you can think about lah,
But here's the thing, okay, this movie of ours, right? Okay, the very first one, which is like restoring, right? It exists already. So if you're talking about future ones, right? It's only because we started this one, right? Because then they have actually a base on what to actually compare. So that's where I actually said already. We have actually made that one step. So for other filmmakers to actually follow suit, I think that would be their
prerogative lah.
That's right. That's one. And because on our side, right? Okay, as a filmmaker, right? Okay, I'm not doing just gay content. That's the thing.
Yes.
We have other contents that we actually have to do. Because our next movie is going to actually be about this Chinese. This. Malay Bomo. But Malay Bomo. A Taoist priest and a Hindu priest. So, team together to actually catch ghosts of Singapore.
Oh.
So like that. It's called Jimmy Linsin, it's called the spiritual trio. But then we want to actually explore the very concept of, who owns the afterlife. And that is where we want to actually explore, the all the different
in
kinds
a
of faiths.
sense, interfaith as well lah.
Because we have deathbed conversions. Because everybody wants to actually salvage, the soul and everything like that. That is me as a Malay-Muslim, filmmaker. I want to actually explore such issues. This one, Salam Gembira, is just one aspect of the movie.
So Remy, here I'm going to pull the conversation, to a close because we've heard both sides of the camp, and it's okay to agree to disagree.
Well, I mean, we were never looking for solutions today.
So Remy, as a closing, what is your hope, and especially to our listeners who haven't watched the movie yet, whatever camp they might be in, why should they spend some time to watch Salam Gembira?
Well, Salam Gembira is all about family, I would say. And I know there's going to actually be a trigger.
Okay.
Because everybody's like, want to protect, family, families. And this is something which I really feel like, I need to actually put up. You see, it is pro-family. That's one. Okay, another thing as well.
Pro which type of family? The conventional, traditional
I'm talking about, Muslim families who have to deal with this with this situation. I would say that way. Yeah, because let's not forget, because everybody actually keeps on saying that God actually put LGBT member to at the test, and that's something for them to actually go through. What about the parents? Yeah, what about the family who actually have to grapple with this particular
the aunt, the whatever,
exactly, and if I would actually say what the online thingy is actually the online criticism of the movie even before the person actually even watched it, right? I took issue when the word devout parents is actually described as inverted commas devout. Why would a son's, shenanigans and everything like that, right? Yeah, be a reflection of, the parents' iman. So that's something which I really feel, that somebody, the Malay-Muslims ought to actually watch and then judge for themselves.
And as somebody who has watched the movie, I will say that I don't think the movie is pro any kind of family. It is just pro-family.
Exactly.
As in pro that particular family. It's about maintaining the family ties. So actually, I mean, even based on what you've said, nothing I think you've said really contradicts directly the movie. I mean, I get that the packaging, the publicity, they were maybe a bit more provocative. I mean, the poster was pink, and we know what people associate with that color. So I mean, I get that, but I mean, as part of artists, I'm very sure provocation a little bit is sometimes part and parcel of that way of
marketing.
The reason why I asked family, because now even the word family has been so-called redefined. Just to clarify.
And I mean, full disclosure, I belong in that camp where I do think that family is, more than just the traditional unit. But I respect that there are a lot of people who think that the family unit is the traditional family unit and that should remain so.
Yeah.
But the thing is, this movie, I don't think even
Cuts
seeks to change that. It doesn't. In fact, the movie doesn't pretend to solve any problems. The movie doesn't say that, this is the solution to this problem or this is the solution, in either way. It just simply presents this is a very relatable
human
story.
Problem,
a very human problem that I think quite a number of parents may actually be able to relate to. And then it just portrays it. And the movie doesn't end with a moral high ground from any situation where this is the way to solve it. But in fact, it leaves some things open for the viewers to think it through.
But what's your view on what should be the future of how we handle
as a community
these kind of topics as a community
within this kind of scope the LGBTQ and stuff? I think in my mind, having been on the ground for more than a decade, I think whether people in the community or whether parents, community, the kind of guidance require, still there's a long way to go.
Okay.
And should there be a movie to tackle that area, I think it is important to be very clear of, if I can use the word agenda, the motive of the movie, what is it for, that kind of stuff. I understand from certain angles, sometimes not everything you must have a solution. I perfectly understand. But in terms of who's there on the ground, I'm very pro, so to speak, those who are struggling about these things. They need help. So should there be a movie, I think if that movie can provide some kind of pathway, some kind of direction, the kind of journey that these guys can take, I think that will be marvelous. That will be very good. Because in my mind, since you mentioned pro-family, when you talk about being pro-family, then there are certain, and pro-traditional family.
Yes.
And there are certain ways in which you can do stuff via a movie that can give people ideas, on what to do and probably not to do. Example, a very crude one, when these things happen, don't throw your child out of the house. As simple as that. And then after that, what? So this is the kind of stuff which I think more need to be done now. May not be just by you. Studio 59.
Studio
59. But in the industry itself, but I think it is talking about dialogue. I think it's important also people in the industry, because this thing called cancel culture, difficult. You want to discuss but cannot discuss. I cannot many times.
The good news is I think cancel culture is a little bit on
dwindling.
Dwindling already. I
think we're over that wave already.
I think I think so, and I hope so.
Not really, no. Yeah, not really, because the thing is sometimes you want to discuss,
understand,
cannot. Okay. Not this guy. And it is not from so-called our camp, no. It's from don't know where. So
this
very
is the
sad.
part. Yeah, this is the part where we want to actually invite you to actually watch the movie so that we can have an open discussion.
Wow.
Yeah.
Mr. Hill, will you come? Will you come for the?
I will just take a look.
Fantastic.
No, just tengok. No, I think to be objective for the whole thing.
Yeah.
And when we want to encourage the culture budaya of discussion, constructively especially. And okay, to me, after you watch, you discuss, then there must be some way out lah. Cannot just leave things dangling lah, not like shock lah.
Understand? Yeah.
You know, so let's not do.
There must be a takeaway of sorts.
Of sorts, correct. You know, and I think, based on what you have described so far, there could be a misunderstanding. There could be. So I think it's good for me. And I don't like to do things by hearsay lah.
Yeah.
Cannot like watch go take a look lah.
Here's the positive thing that I look upon in this session. It's a 50-minute session, by the way. Mr. Hill and Remy, thank you so much for spending some time. Although you might come from different camps of opinions coming on board, but I think this is a very good step in having reasoned discussions. And in future, I hope if we have more of such discussion, and our doors are open to either one of you to come have some time. We had Becca de Bus a few weeks back. There was a fantastic discussion. While I might not agree everything to what she has said, and I believe it would be more dynamic, with voices from different camps coming on board to ventilate their opinions in a very...
I love that.
Yeah, I think it's something for our listeners especially to listen and take away from.
If I just want to add, right, as an observer, third party, you were talking about family and love, right? And the love of parents, especially for their children.
That's right, yes.
And you were actually saying the same thing, because you were saying when a family is faced with these kind of problems, the first reaction should not be throw your kid out of the house. So the love for that child arguably should be the primary motivation at the end of the day. So on one plane, both of you are
at least one data point, at least one axis.
There is a ZOPA, a zone of possible agreement. And I'm an advocate for that lah, for working towards cohesion, and hopefully maybe we can go watch the movie together with
yes, please. Yeah, we would really love to actually have you watch the movie with us.
And it's possible to watch it and still have reservations, because I remember in that very same session that I went for, there was one member of the audience that I think said something that was along the lines of like he didn't really enjoy certain aspects of the movie. But the fact is, I respect that person for having sat through the whole thing. And I think that is very respectful. You don't have to change your views. I don't think anybody's out to like convert you or whatever. But just have an open mind for conversation.
Mr. Hill and Remy, thank you so much for spending some time with us. If you're tuning in right now and you like what you're listening to, share with your contacts, and also take a clip from our podcast, put it on Insta Story. We'll repost that thing on our Instagram as well. We are gonna listen to our sponsors right after this. They pay for the whole show, so please sit through it. Khalid is on board from the Bravo Realtors. Don't go away.
You're listening to Plan B Podcast. The opinions expressed and shared on this podcast are of our own. Welcome to planb.sg.
Stop this right here.